Guys, welcome to Top End Sports, where I describe some of my takes on sports, particularly soccer, and also sport finance. But um, I'm sure all of you guys have seen the scores that from most of the round two of the FIFA World Cup. But I just want to highlight a few things here because um, when you look at these scores, right, they're very telling, right? And if you look at when each goals were scored, we essentially are seeing it's not I think we can put it aside that this is not because of shortage of talent, but I think a lot of it is it's a lot of the intangibles that we don't see, things that we don't see, things that us as fans watching from the sideline we don't see that makes it happen. But if you play the game, and if you see goals that have been scored to take leads in these games, you understand that they had to do with not the team's talent, but also some of the mental factors that goes into the game, and also luck. And sometimes luck favors those who are essentially, for lack of better term, favored to win. Since they put themselves in the positions to win. So if we take a look at the Ivory Coast game, right? I mean, I watched that and I look at that as like, you know, you came from behind and you tied it. The goal was magnificent. It was great by Ahmad Diallo, and he scored a goal, and it got us back to level. Now, Norway now is freaking out about how they're gonna like maintain you, and then you go ahead and really just slack on defense in the 86th minute. That just that it's those little things, and people might say, "Oh, X, Y, and Z, this happened," but this game is win by margin. When you get to this level, right? It's the small things that matter. It's getting back on defense. It's making sure you're not losing your form. They're tired. It's hot out there, but you still got to maintain your form. And I think for me, easily Ivory Coast could have gotten this job done. If you even replayed it, if you look at the goal that Haaland scored, he almost missed it too. He tapped it right back to almost to back to the keeper. And all these games that you're seeing on the screen here have some sort of things in common. Again, like I would repeat, that it's like the intangibles. Congo could have easily been above England. Wisa missed a goal that hit the post. That's just unlucky. That's some stuff that's just unlucky, right? And then Harry Kane, for a good of a striker he is, they didn't mark him well. That second goal, nobody really stepped up to him to challenge, to try to get a block on it. Again, as you can see, a lot of the trend that I'm seeing in these three games, like as the game kept going on, is that essentially they were losing their shape and they were losing their form. It wasn't necessarily that they were better than them. In fact, the Congo game, England really didn't have the best game that they had, but they had a few shots on target, but it wasn't their best. And the one that really pisses me off the most and really got me thinking, like, about game management, right? It's almost like you're up 2-0. Now we're talking about Senegal and Belgium. You're up 2-0, right? And you need to know how to manage game. This is game management. In fact, they score at the 86th minute and it's 2-1. And it's 2-1. Right there and there. This is where what I would do is just really just instruct my players to play it safe. It's okay if you play low block football for the next 5, 15, like 4 minutes plus 6 minute additional time that they're giving out these days. But you see your team through to the next round. But what you don't do is give up another goal. And you tie it and you take it to the extra time. They tie it, you take it to the extra time. This is where coaching becomes a thing, right? I know the penalty and all that stuff, but all this is just game management. Again, all these African teams right here are very talented, but it's the small margins. If you look at teams that are elite, it's the small margin. Not saying that these European teams were elite, but because some of them have experiences, or they just they come in like believing and expecting to win in a way that allows them to really have these type of chances for them. Again, Senegal personally should have been up 3-0. There was some misses in there that was very unfortunate, but his ability to see it through. But I will say that over my time of watching World Cup and watching African football, this has been really an improvement, massive, massive improvement across the board. I think all of the style, you can see teams are starting to have identities. You can see teams are starting to have a flow of play. You can see that now, like, okay, like teams are starting to understand, like building up from the back all the way to the front. You can see teams saying like, okay, we are a team that attacks from the side and then come in. More wingers are starting to be more fluid, and the midfields are starting to be really more utility workers. But I'm really excited to see what all this translate to in the round of 16, and I'm really curious to see if you have any comments, and if I left anything else you want to talk about, please put it below in the comments, and don't forget to follow and subscribe.